Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's Chit Chats. Today, I'm going to be discussing what's going on out in the Northwest, dealing with the federal law enforcement agents, federal agencies intervening, making arrests, detentions, interrogation, that sort of thing, the legality of that. Something I've been thinking about for a few weeks now, trying to figure out where I stand on that. And so let me just preface it with this. Something that we need much more of in this country is people's ability to separate their emotions from forming a rational, logical conclusion. Being able to not just jump on party lines and think for themselves and with the information and education that they know. Now, with that said, I recognize that my initial emotional response is to want to side with the federal law enforcement agents in this case, because I find it absolutely despicable that the local law enforcement agencies have refused to stop the looting, the rioting, the essentially violent takeover of portions of cities that have allowed these essentially political temper tantrums to go on. I see this as these leftist mayors and governors pandering to the extreme left and not wanting to come down hard on them out of fear of looking like they're not supporting the leftist cause. I hate that all these small business owners, people, innocent bystanders, so many people are suffering because of these local governments refusing to do what needs to be done. I find that absolutely despicable. And so I want someone to be able to come in there and put a stop to it and restore order and restore peacefulness in these portions of the country. So when I found out that federal agents were there and doing this, my first thought was, good. I'm glad somebody finally has to be the adult and come in here and put a stop to this. It's ridiculous what's going on. But I have to use my brain, okay? I know that in general, not in general, but as a general proposition, the federal government has no general police power, okay? Federal government has the ability to enforce federal law and also to protect federal property, okay? So I would have to look at it on a case-by-case basis, and everybody has to do that. So if you're against law enforcement being there, you need to look at this on a case-by-case basis and ask, okay, well, for each individual person, for each individual defendant, if you will, were they defacing federal property? Were they committing a federal offense? If they were, you really have no right to be angry about it. But the general idea that the federal government can come in and essentially enforce, because if it's just general violence, general unrest, those are state crimes, assault, battery, burglary, robbery. These are all state crimes. Disorderly conduct is a state crime. So to the extent that federal agents are going in and, quelling, unrest, it's not constitutional. And I will say that there are more than a few accounts of what looks like blatant Fourth Amendment violations, where these agents are grabbing people, throwing them in vans, doing things that are tantamount to an arrest without probable cause of a crime. So as much as I might not agree with the political ideology of those people standing around, with the actual violent protesters, as much as I probably think they're extremely wrong in their viewpoint, I cannot support a constitutional violation of any U.S. citizen. So, I'm sure a lot of my friends will disagree with me on this, and that's fine. I respect your right to disagree. And if there's something I'm missing, please tell me. If there's some federal crime that's going on that would allow this, please please bring that to my attention. I'm open to, retracting something that I say, or recognizing that I may have been wrong on a particular point. But the way I see it right now, and it pains me to say this, it makes me sad to say this. I don't think the federal government has a right to come in and police Portland, police Seattle, wherever this stuff's going on. The answer is for the people to up and leave that state, leave that area, and just say, you guys aren't going to protect us. We're leaving here, and y'all can just go into chaos and devolve into anarchy, and all the good, wholesome people that actually earn a living and contribute to the economy just up and leave, and that place turns to crap. And that's what needs to happen. But if I don't support the Constitution when it doesn't fit my political ideology, I can't expect anyone else to do that when it doesn't support theirs. So that's where I stand on that. I'd be happy to start a dialogue or a discussion. Like I said, if there's something I'm missing, please bring it to my attention. But unfortunately, I don't think the feds have a right to go in there and do that just in general. Now, like I said, if they want to go in and enforce federal firearms law, federal drug laws, protect federal property, that's fine. Obviously, I support that 100%. But that's where it stops.